What is going on, everybody? Due to Bet Daily, February 16, 2023. We are back at it here with a pretty interesting slate here for a Thursday. Not a ton of games as we head into All-Star Weekend in the NBA. Before we jump right into it, Aaron, I want to bring up the first race at Gulfstream for you. It's a little off the cuff. Current favorite, the two-horse, ridden by Joel Rosario. Are you willing to bet any horse that Joel Rosario is riding right now for the favorite?
Well, if he's going to win one, it's going to be for Christophe Clement going first on the turf. So I think that's a good sign. It's really interesting, Somich. You probably haven't gotten this far yet, but Rosario's at Oaklawn all weekend after this. And I'm wondering if he's going to change tack permanently or what, but he's riding a bunch of horses at Oaklawn after today at Gulfstream. So it'll be really interesting if he gets off the snide here with this race or this race card. And then, at Oaklawn, he was gold not too long ago. So will he be this weekend? He's on a lot of short price horses. Really interesting to see. Long story short, makes me a little nervous that he's 2-1 in this spot. Yes.
I did not use him, so I'm sure he will win here. Papa Dude, frustrating day yesterday. You went 4-0 in the games that we highlighted, and the best bet didn't come through.
I want to apologize to everybody if they used that best bet because I that was the dumbest pick I think I've made yet. I just didn't think that through very well, and so I'm sorry to everybody who might have played that. That was just a dumb pick. But how many times do we get all these ones we don't bet right?
Yeah, it is uncanny how we've been able to do so well in the games that we're highlighting every day, yet those best bets have eluded us in certain cases. We'll try to avoid that today. Hopefully we can just sweep it all, right? Why not just go big here? So we'll start out in the NBA. Really interesting game tonight. This is going to be on TNT. The Clippers head into Phoenix, taking on the Suns. Suns laying a point, so short favorite here. Total at 222.5. Kevin Durant still out. The Clippers players who they traded for at the deadline all in, as is both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. But the Suns beat the Clippers twice on the road already in a very good home team. Aaron, where'd you lean here?
I have a hard time picking against the Suns when they're at home. They're, like you said, a very good home team. I'm leaning towards them. I think they get the job done here against the Clippers. Beat them twice, like you said. You stole all my thunder here. I was looking at this one. So I like the Suns. I think they'll get it done at home.
Yeah, I lean toward the Suns here as well. I like them laying as a short favorite at home in this spot. I just don't trust the Clippers. They're just so up and down right now, and they're still integrating those new parts, like I mentioned, which can be tough when it's three players who are all getting 15 to 20 minutes a game. To have that gel right away can be awfully difficult, Papa Dude.
Yeah, I'll make it unanimous. I have a hard time betting the Clippers anytime, really, and I don't think they're going to beat Phoenix. Phoenix is on a roll. And I think Phoenix is a team to watch when Durant gets back. It'll take a little while to adjust, but they've got the pieces to make a run, I think.
Ayton has played phenomenal since that trade, getting more touches, being more effective in the paint there. You got George and you got Booker healthy. Should be a fun game either way. Looking forward to watching this one on TNT tonight. All right, let's jump over to the Bucks, laying 8 here. Headed into Chicago, total sitting at 230. Papa Dude, you've been a Bucks backer pretty much every time we bring him up on here. You making another one today?
Well, will they sit anybody tonight, you think? That's the deal. They're pushing Boston for the best record in the East. I would think they would play him, don't you, with the All-Star break coming?
This line says everyone's playing, and as you mentioned, the All-Star game is this weekend. So I'd be surprised if you see many players sit out for rest heading into that.
I think they cover that. They're playing well. The Bulls aren't. I think the Bulls played last night and got beat by who was it? The Hornets or Pacers or something? It's Pacers, wasn't it? There's somebody not very good that they lost to last night. So I think the Bulls cover. I mean, the Bucks cover tonight. I'm confident in the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bulls lost at Indiana last night, 117-113. I'm going to lay it with the Bucks here as well. I actually like Bucks first half more than the full game. I think they're going to come out on fire, and the Bulls are on second night of back-to-back after travel. So give me the Bucks first half here. Aaron, what do you like?
Yeah, give me the Bucks. Clean sweep on the show for these first two games here. I think they get it done. I'd lay the 8 with the Bucks tonight. The Bulls, they're just not a very good team. They're just not. Bucks, if they're ready, should be able to dominate this one.
Let's head over to the college hardwood where Purdue, fresh off a loss against Northwestern, we talked about that one over the weekend, now heads into Maryland. Maryland, who actually has been pretty good at home, wins over Illinois, win over Miami. They are catching one here. Purdue laying a point as a short favorite. Total sitting at 132.5. Papa Dude, we'll start with you here. Who do you like?
Went round and round with this one. This is a toughie. Purdue better win this game. They've got to snap out of it. They've lost 2 out of their last 3. They're not playing very well. They were not good against Northwestern, but if you watched Northwestern last night, they're pretty good. That's a good team. No disgrace losing there. I'm going to take a shot on Purdue tonight. I think they're going to bounce out of it. That's a tough place to go play, though. I think I'm going to take a shot on them. I think they're going to bounce back.
Fear the turtle, Papa Dude. Fear the turtle. Maryland, not big. They're going to win a close game. Give me Maryland. I'll take the point.
It'll be a good game.
Who do you like?
Yeah, I thought you might take Maryland. This is pretty similar to last night when you took Tennessee and they won and then they beat Alabama. Now you got another highly ranked team. The only difference is Maryland's not ranked. I've watched it a little bit. I don't know how good they are. I think it actually hurts Maryland tonight that Purdue's coming off of a loss. I think it might wake them up a little bit. They might be a little better prepared. I'm going to go Purdue. I don't hate your pick, though, Somich. I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
End of the day, though, I think that loss last time against Northwestern for Purdue is going to kind of wake them up. They're going to play better tonight. They're going to beat Maryland.
I'll say one more thing, too. I watched the last part of that Purdue-Northwestern game the other night. Purdue was lost. They just looked awful. Northwestern took that big guy out of the game, and their other players just stood there. They couldn't make anything happen. They had a little guard, threw the ball away 2 or 3 times. That's pretty disturbing because teams will take the big guy away when you get into that tournament.
I had Maryland as a 1.5 favorite before the Northwestern game in this game. So I think you've seen a 2.5 point line move because of the loss to Northwestern.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm going to stick with Maryland here. I think the line, that actual loss is factored into this number versus just because I think people are expecting a little better effort here from Purdue, not going to lose 2 in a row, blah, 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 blah. All of that, I think, gives a little more value to Maryland, although this is not one I'm going to be betting heavy either way, just because I do think it's a pretty good game. I had this on here for Magic because their Red Wings are headed into Calgary to take on the Flames. Flames minus 278, Red Wings sitting at plus 230, total sitting at 6.5 in this game. I've got some thunder here, so I'm going to let Aaron go first before I bring that pain.
You've got some thunder. Interesting. Look, the Flames should win the game, but at plus 230, if you're going to take the Wings, I'm not going to talk you off of it. They're playing really well. This is a tough spot for them. I don't think they're going to get it done. I want to be clear on that. I wouldn't lay the Flames minus 1.5 goals, though. That's the thing. So I'm kind of middled where I'm just not going to play the game. If you like the Wings at plus 230, not going to talk you off of it.
Papa Dude, I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Flames. And Aaron nailed the reasoning, but didn't go into it more. This is a brutal spot. Spot. For
it
Detroit.
is.
This is going to be their 3rd game in 4 nights. But if you extrapolate out of that, this is their 6th game in 9 nights since the All-Star break. And they're playing a back-to-back on the West Coast to do that. This is the 3rd game of a road trip. They beat the Flames 3 back, so it's a revenge game for the Flames. That was in Detroit. This one's going to be in Calgary. Calgary has 3 days off coming into this game, so they're well-rested. Everything lines up for Detroit to kind of lay an egg here in this spot because of the situational spot. And by the way, it gets worse for them because they play 2 more road games on the West Coast, and then they fly all the way across the country to Washington on Tuesday night to finish this road trip with the Capitals. This is just a bad stretch here for the Wings, the way the schedule makers put it. So I'll lay the 1.5 here with Calgary in a revenge game from earlier with a tired Red Wings team.
Yeah.
Papa Dude, who do you like?
Makes perfect sense. It does. So did the Wings play last night, or were they off?
Yeah, the Wings won in a shootout last night in Edmonton.
Yeah, I knew they had beaten Edmonton. I lose track of what night's what. They are playing great. They really are. But you're right. This screams let down all over it. And Calgary's pretty good. And Calgary's battling for a playoff spot. So this is a huge game. And the Wings, for that matter, too. They still have a shot. So this is a big game for the Flames. I think you're right. I think they'll be ready tonight.
And Husso played last night, so you're going to get Hellberg tonight. He's 0-4 in 2023, is yet to win a game as their starting goalie as well for Detroit. So again, just all of these different factors lean toward Calgary tonight for me. And you can get plus, I think it was 120 last time I looked, plus 120, plus 110 here, which is crazy on a minus basically 280 number for Calgary. So you can get a little bit of plus money here with the minus goal and a half. I'll take a shot with the Flames. Let's talk about our Blues now. All of a sudden, we get rid of Tarasenko and we're good. What happened? Devils minus 155 heading into St. Louis plus 130. Addition by subtraction, baby. Total sitting at 6.5. Aaron, explain why the Blues are now a powerhouse.
They're not. The Blues won a 6-5 hockey game against Arizona where they tried everything to blow it. They had to go to overtime to win it. And then they won 6-2 the next or a couple nights later against Florida, who I think us three, Magic, and throw in another defenseman and a goalie, we could have beat them that night. They were horrifically bad. I took the Devils in the spot tonight. I think they're going to get the job done against us. It's a weird situation for the Blues fans. I'm rooting for them. You guys might not be, though, and some people might not be that are Blues fans, because the more the Blues win, the harder that decision becomes. The teams they're chasing for that last spot, the Blues can catch them, but they're going to have to play really good. They're going to have to win games like this. They may not. I'm going to take the Devils in this game, but the Blues are still in it, so we'll see what happens tonight.
I'll take the over 6.5. The Blues offense has played significantly better without Tarasenko, and their defense is awful. Binnington can play well, but even when Binnington plays well, if that defense plays terrible, it's tough. And the Blues should want to lose every game. Let's just be honest. Even if they sneak into the 8th seed, we're going to get swept or losing 5 in the first round versus trying to get a better draft pick here. Let's be smart. Let's get rid of O'Reilly. Let's trade away the pieces. Apparently, people want Colton Parayko. Get him out of here, right? And then let's try and lose some games and get a little bit better of a draft pick here. Papa Dude, I'm taking the over here. I would lay the goal and a half of the Devils. I think the Blues are overrated right now because of the last two. What do you like here?
Oh, I like the Devils too. Now, when you say people want Colton Parayko, that means other teams?
Yeah, apparently there's like a trade market for Colton Parayko right now.
Well, shit can him right now.
Well, listen, if you get rid of him, our chances become better to make the playoffs.
Well, I think so too.
So, I think that's a great move.
I think he's a nice person and a good guy, I really do.
Oh, Papa Dude.
I know I like him, but let's get him. I mean, I can't believe anybody wants him. Can you?
No.
Have you ever seen a guy
with a big shot, Papa Dude? Look, there was a market for Vladimir Tarasenko when there shouldn't have been. Let's just be honest. So,
well, here's the deal with Parayko. Have you ever seen a guy miss the net more than he does?
Chris Pronger wasn't very accurate either.
Yeah,
I'll give you
do some things. Parayko, and again, I like the guy, but my goodness, and they go. Every time, the announcers, oh, what a rocket. Yeah, well, it hit the glass and broke the glass 12 feet above the net. You don't, okay, it's a rocket, but you do need to hit the net every once in a while,
It definitely helps.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to the race of the day. Oh, man, is Rosario going to get it done? No, he won't, right? This 5's going to win.
No, Rosario!
Rosario, no. No, lose a nose. Son of a biscuit.
He
All right,
did
let's
it.
head over to the race of the day here. Gulfstream Park, race number 8. Now that Rosario's off the schneid, we can pick him here. It's a claiming $20,000 race. So, Papa Dude, this is your forte. I figured you'd love this spot here. Going a mile over the turf. Yesterday's race of the day went pretty well. Dr. Tane mentions the 6. We talked about how that was the elite tournament horse in that race. Horse wins at 9-2. The 3 horse ends up running third. Papa Dude's Fire and Spice runs second. Pay a nice little try there. Let's see if we can keep it going in this spot. Aaron, who do you like here in Gulfstream's 8th?
I like the 3 horse in this race today. I think getting back to the turf is really going to help. The only time the horse has been on the turf, she won, and she won right here at Gulfstream by 3 1/4 now, or 3 1/2, I should say. $16,000 maiden claimers. This is a little bit tougher today for sure. But ever since that maiden claiming race, we went to the synthetic. We won a couple, but then moved up to that starter allowance ranks for a couple of races. Got beat, still ran okay. Now we're back on the turf. We're back at the 20K level. 3 races back. She won at the 20K level. Give me the 3 in this spot. Also, other big thing, Irad Ortiz Jr. jumps aboard. I'll take the 3.
Yeah, this is a wide open race. 3 sitting on the board at 9-2 here on the morning line. I went with the 5, perhaps tonight on top here. Martin Drexler well known up in Canada, has trained very well up at Woodbine. He's started to bring some of his horses down here. This is an interesting spot because this horse was actually switching trainers, but last time we saw ran at Turf Paradise, ran on the turf at Indiana and Balterra before that. Got that win 2 back at Balterra, which I thought was good. The horse should be forwardly placed, which you definitely want to be on this turf course. Picks up Zayas. You're coming from a trainer who, not just blowing up Edward Vaughn's spot here, but 9%, not a great trainer, heading over to Martin Drexler, who I do respect quite a bit as a horseman. So I think we got an improvement on the trainer side. The numbers fit. I like the fact that we're going to be tactically forward placed. I like the Zayas pickup on the mount, 8-1 on the morning line. I'll go with a 5 perhaps tonight. Aaron, I had the 3 in second. So I agree with you on that 3 spot. 3 ball there too is a definite contender. Papa Dude, where you headed?
All right. Lots of speed in this race. Tons of it. I like the 3 coming off the pace to nail some of these front runners. I also like a horse, number 11, Lenny Kate. I think that horse has a chance. And the 9 I like, French Franc. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, last 3 starts. I think that horse is a threat. Also come off the pace. I'm going 3, 11, 9 in this one.
French Franc was an interesting one. We actually talked about that horse last time it ran. It was on the race of the day. I think you picked it on that day, Papa Dude, the 8 horse that day. And Demigod, who was the 1, who was a Price, who ended up running second there. Aaron, did you have any love for the 2 Downtown Tabby at all? Because this is the other horse that I was going back and forth at a price, 12-1 on the morning line. Saez picks up the mount. 2 of the horses Papa Dude mentioned were Saez mounts last time, and now he shows up here since they both got claimed. Any interest in the 2 Downtown Tabby?
Downtown Tabby, my second choice. Yes, I do like the 2 in this spot here. It's kind of similar. Yesterday we talked about it. My second choice was 15-1 and won the race. Now we got a 12-1 horse in second here. First off the claim, I don't hate that. Saez gets bored. Don't hate that. Moving to the turf. Let's see what happens. That's the wild card, right? I mean, we're winning at a little bit lower level on the synthetic. Obviously, the new trainer says, hey, we think the turf can kind of move this horse up. We're going to give it a shot. I like it when a good trainer in the claiming ranks moves them up like this. Now, when a horse gets claimed for 8, moves up to 20, you look at the trainer percentage, it's 2%. It's like, well, the guy's an idiot. That's why he wins at 2%. But in this situation, we've got a trainer that knows how to play the claiming game. So the move up in class is actually a positive for me. I'll take a shot. 12-1. I think it's worth a look.
This is going to be a fun race. I mean, you're going to get a lukewarm favorite here no matter how you slice it, probably somewhere between the 5-2, 3-1 range, something like that. Like Papa Dude said, you have some speed here, but it's all over the place. So some of it's outside, some of it's inside. It's not congested together. So it'll be interesting to see how they break out of the gate, rush into that first turn, and who is able to kind of control the pace and take the lead there. But it should be a fun race at Gulfstream Park 8. And Dennis, these are the best races going on right now. Not sure what you want us to do. I'm not gonna go to Turfway Park or anywhere like that to pick a race of the day because those are low-level, crappy horses. We're going to go to better horses here. Even at the 20K claiming level, this is the best horses that are running right now, in America at least. All right, let's head over to the best bets for the day here. Aaron, I'll let you kick it off, headed to the ice.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Hurricanes and the Knights tonight, 2 big favorites, minus 113. I thought that was good enough to give it a play. Look, if the Hurricanes lose, and I know we say this a lot in hockey and we get smoked by it, but if the Canadians go in tonight and beat Carolina, I may not show up tomorrow. I mean, my goodness, the Hurricanes should win this game. They're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. Canadians are tough, but listen, they shouldn't beat them. The Hurricanes should beat them at home tonight. Sharks and the Golden Knights. We've kind of discussed how the Golden Knights have not been a great home team, but still, they should dominate the Sharks. Sharks not a great team, not a good road team at all. I'll take the Golden Knights here. I think this one's very logical, so I'm sure it'll go 0-2, but I really think these are 2 teams that need wins. They're in playoff races, and I think they're going to get them tonight against lesser teams.
I don't disagree with either of those big favorites. I cannot believe how big of a favorite last night Toronto was, minus 560. I don't think I've seen that in a regular season hockey game pretty much ever. I mean, that's generally reserved for aces playing terrible baseball teams when you get that big of a minus in hockey or baseball. All right, Papa Dude, tell us about your pick today.
I have to chuckle. I was laughing while Aaron was going through that because I think if we'll go back about, 2 weeks ago when I picked the 3 of them, I think I said the very same. Because it's so logical that you think, okay, this is a cinch. It's just a cinch, and it doesn't. And I kind of feel that way about my best bet tonight. I'm shocked they're only 1-point favorites. I know they're on the road. I'm talking about Southern Mississippi, and if you don't follow it like I do every day, you think Southern Mississippi, why is he so high on them? They're 21-4 in a good conference. It's a very good conference, and they're playing extremely well. They've won 9 in a row. They go into South Alabama. I think South Alabama barely has a winning record. They may be just a little bit below 500. I can't believe they're only 1-point favorites. So this is one of those fishy lines that worries me just a little bit. They should not be favored by only 1, but I've got to bet them because it jumped right off the charts at me. I look, there's no injuries that we know of. So I'm going Southern Mississippi -1 on the road tonight, South Alabama. Another thing, this is a huge game for them. If they keep piling up wins and say they don't win their conference tournament, they could get an at-large bid. It's hard to look over a team, say they get up to 25 wins. Man, that's hard to keep a team out of there. So huge game for them. That might be a little pressure that mounts on them. So I think the key in this one, look at early in the game. Are they off to a good start? Because if, say, they don't shoot well and they get behind, then that pressure is going to start getting them. So I'm looking for Southern Miss to get off to a good start tonight and get this one home for me.
Should be a motivated Golden Eagles team. Golden Eagles, right? Did I get
Yep.
that right? Yeah, Should be a motivated Golden Eagles team tonight. As Papa Dude said, they got to rack those wins up just in case shit goes sideways when they get into the tournament. Aaron, I'll let you do Magics in a second, but I'm going to kick it off here with my best bet of the night. I'm going to take the Bruins and the Predators first period under a 1.5 plus 105 tonight. Both these teams are rested. We're getting Sars versus Olenek in there, so you got the 2 starting goalies. These are 2 of the top 7 defenses in the NHL, averaging 2.11 and 2.78 goals per game. Predators offense also not very good. Boston's is pretty good as they've been dominant this year, but they're on the road. These are 2 teams facing from opposite conferences, which means I think there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out period. Give me the under a 1.5 here, first period, plus 105 for the Bruins and the Predators. All right, Aaron, let's jump over to Magic's best bet here. I know you agreed with this one. You gave it a good pick right when we got the text. He's going to head to Fairgrounds race number 3, horse number 6, 7-5 on the morning line. And he talked some shit about Practical Joko in 2 turns in his text as to why as well.
Yes, he does. So this was a fun one. Yeah, I agreed with him on this one. It's definitely a horse, number 6 called Blame Day in the 3rd race here. It was interesting. This horse has started 3 times, all 3 at the 6 furlong distance, and got second in all 3 races. And it was, when I was handicapping this, was like, well, that's weird. It's a horse by Blame out of a mare that should be distance, and we went a sprint 3 straight times. But needless to say, we're back. We're running at 1 mile and 16th today. So Magic loved the Blame stretching out first time. Best buyers of the field, without any question, any speed figures that this horse is the best ones. Should sit just behind the 5 and pounce at the top of the stretch because Practical Joke horses can't route. That's what Magic says. Happen to agree with him. I think this horse gets the job done. Coming out of these sprints, Somich, I'm not so sure if the 6 just doesn't take the lead. The horse has been right up on the pace, about a length off of the pace, going 6 furlongs. I'm not so sure if I disagree with Magic. Just take the 6 to the lead, take him deep the wire. You're the best horse. I think that's what Blame Day will do today. I like the pick. I'm a little worried about the price. I don't know if we're going to get that or not.
I almost texted him and asked him for the exacta in case we fell underneath that 4 to 5. 7 to 5 morning lines usually get that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like let's make it a 6-5 exacta for him just in case, because I kind of think those 2 are going to control things early. So let's just go ahead and do that.
All right. So if the 6 does go off of 3 to 5 or shorter, it must be 4 to 5 or better to be a bet. We're going to go with the 6-5 exacta cold. Before we go into the best bets and wrap it up for the day, Papa Dude, I thought you might want to respond to this one.
Yeah.
Any love for Rated R Superstar, Papa Dude?
You bet. And Mark, Aaron and I are on at 2:00, I think, this afternoon, and we'll be covering that race. So if you're available, tune in. We always like to have you on there with us for sure. Yeah, that's going to be. Oh God, I wish he'd win that. That would be fantastic. So
yeah,
we'll cover that later.
We've got 4 races we're going to cover from Oaklawn. We're going to cover CZ Rocket on Friday. That allowance race is going to be big. Saturday, we got a allowance race that has Shopper's Revenge in it. A horse that was very impressive. We're going to cover that one. We'll cover the Razorback. Like Papa Dude said, a lot of Rated R Superstar talk there. And then Sunday, race 8, Disarm, comes back for Steve Asmussen. We're going to talk about that one. 4 major races. Fairgrounds going to get a lot of coverage, and they should. It's a great card. 4 major races at Oaklawn. We'll cover them all. 2:00.
Is Rated R Superstar approaching 4-star Dave level with just like his overall stature at Oaklawn, right? 4-star Dave won 6 years in a row up at Saratoga, has a stakes race named after him, literally got cheered after he came back from every race he ran at Saratoga. Is Rated R Superstar closing in on that level of stardom at Oaklawn?
I would say no, but it's only because he wasn't with the right trainer for most of his career. If Danny Caldwell would have owned this horse since he was, say, 3, yes, probably so. But so many years, right, Papa Dude? It's like McPeak at him.
I think he hasn't won just enough. He hasn't won. Yeah. That's what Aaron's saying.
Whitmore is kind of the 4-star Dave of Oaklawn, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right? Fair. Yeah.
He won a Breeders' Cup race.
Yeah, Rated R just wasn't allowed to be his best self until too late in his career. But still very popular. Yeah.
And it is amazing to be running as well as this horse is at 10.
Yeah.
Is incredible.
So we need justice for Rated R Superstar getting a Razorback win, hopefully, over the weekend. All right, let's jump into the best bets for the day. We'll review these and then head out. Thank you very much for joining us. Aaron taking the Knights and the Canes, -113. Papa Dude, Southern Miss, -1. I'm going to go Bruins Preds. First period, under 1.5 goal. You get +105 on that. Magic Race number 3, horse number 6, 7-5 in the morning line at Fairgrounds. If we go off at 3-5 or less, he's going to take the 6-5 exacta. 1 and 2 for the week. Started out cold on the best bets, even though we crushed the rest of the picks. Up to $178 for the year. We'll be back tomorrow. More bets around the sports and horse racing world. It's going to be a huge weekend. Fairgrounds, Oaklawn, Santa Anita's got Monday racing. We've got Gulfstream Park going on. So blast over there. Make sure you check out racingdudes.com for picks and previews of all the stakes races. Good luck with all of your bets today. We'll see you at the track.